What's up? So we are going to do legs today. We're gonna be doing hamstrings and then quads. Honestly, I've let my legs recover a bit longer. I was supposed to do legs yesterday, but it was way too late. I just got lazy, man. I figured to just do them today. Hopefully, my legs have recovered even more than what they usually have. So I think maybe I don't want to promise anything, but we might hit 8 plates today. Depends how I feel. Sounds pretty good. Let's get to it. Let's move on to quadriceps. All right, let's see what we got here. Uh, Let me start off first with, I'll start with 4, yeah, and then we'll climb it to, yeah, that sounds about right. 4, 6, and 8. Yeah, let's see how that feels. We'll put some, I don't know why this song just reminds me of, what's his name? I forgot. Oh yeah, Sean Ray. Let's do this leg presser, Sean Ray. Yeah, that was very low. In fact, I don't know if it's just me, but I think the seat position's a little high, which is making it a little bit easier. But I could be wrong. I don't think it's a good thing that I'm thinking about about my bottle. Eh, I don't want to jinx myself. Let's just do it. I don't want to jinx myself. I should have done more there. I think because at this rate, I mean, I don't feel. The good thing is that I don't feel unnecessary shit on my knees back many weeks ago. So that's a plus. But I don't want to just brainlessly keep increasing the weight, but just so I'm trying to like focus on the form itself. Yep, just what I needed. Some Andre Smile type of shit. I'm not gonna lie, I could have done more there. Shit, man. Should I? Why not? This is gonna be really the last. Is it? I'm not sure. This may be the last leg day for the bulk. Fuck it, let's do it. Am I going too ahead with the 10? Worst can happen is I can do 2 or something. Yeah, let's do it. This is my first time doing 8. I don't think I could put more. No. Okay. Six. I'm quite surprised, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting to do that. Definitely, I mean, that's based on me, but, oh shit. Oh yeah, there you guys are. There is nothing like recovering for a long time. Letting your legs rest, let them recover. You got it, man. It kind of fathoms me how some people can train like 2 times a week, bro. It's like what Tom Platt says. I mean, even so, I kind of have to gather my thoughts. Let's talk more in the post. Okay, that was easier. I think the next time we do legs, although to just explain it quick, I don't want to explain the whole thing right now, but just by feeling how that felt and how this feels, you can see the gigantic gap between weights, which also indicates weakness. So really whatever's my weakness should be the first thing I execute, because that way I have all the energy, and on top of that, well, with that energy I can kind of reach that full stimulus. And also because since I've been doing leg press for nonstop for the first exercise for 3 months, that actually the stimulation isn't so drastic as it used to be, let's say 3 weeks ago. But yeah, let's move on. We can keep the pump.
Out here armless, no homies, I'm honest. You just harmless, I'm calm as a dawn. It's supposed to be Cosa Nostra. Don't ever approach him, don't get close to him. Shootouts ain't number rock and roll to him. Leave your blood on the dash, call it Rosewood. Another murder, another page out the notebook. It ain't nothing, and don't make it if you know good. I tried to talk to him, but then the nigga had to hit him up, hit him up. I ain't even wanna hit him up. Really, I was trying to be calm, but that jabber rock put his head in his arms, and man, I tried to talk to him. I tried to talk to him. Hit him up, hit him up. I ain't even wanna hit him up. He had too much talk and not enough proof. I tried to talk to him. I tried to talk to him. Hit him up, hit him up.
That was
Even
easy.
wanna hit him up. I just get to it. Let's do it. Rip through it, boy. Big Uzi, big shooter boy. I'm inside looking out. You're just an intruder, boy. You need sutures on your smooches, boy. But I tried to talk to him. But then I had to hit him up, hit him up. I ain't even wanna hit him up. Really, I was trying to be calm, but that jabber rock put his head in his arms, and no, I tried to talk to him. Hit him up, hit him up. I ain't even wanna hit him up. Okay, make a nigga get loose. He had too much talk and not enough proof. I tried to talk to him. I tried to talk to him. Hit him up, hit him up. I ain't even wanna hit him up. I ain't even wanna hit him up, hit him up. I say, I don't need no Molly to be savage.
I'm feeling very strong today. I'm pretty surprised. I did have a feeling like that was gonna happen, but not to the extent that we've done so far today. I was not expecting those 9 plates that we did on the leg press. I'm still shocked.
Making more M. Put her skims on, now she acting like she Kim. Take it to the paint, take it to the rim. You look good on camera, baby, let's go make a film. Big diamonds, big puns, BS1s, long guns, home run. I'm the done, I can hang. In the trenches with no one, plenty switches. With extensions, it's no fun. Giving out spanking. Rhyme with look, cause he shoot without thinking. Baptizing, send him home in a blanket. Upgrade her and put some diamonds in her anklet. Better not get no throw up on my seat, I know you drink it. No rapper, you a dinosaur, you ancient. Cook like you a Asian. I never no statement. I've been here like, hey friend, looking at the shade room that be entertaining. Trying to turn the art into a painting. Wells Fargo, where I'm thinking. Heard your album sales tanking. Getting back, taking less L's, making more M's. Put her skims on, now she acting like she Kim. Take it to the paint, take it to the rim. You look good on camera, baby, let's go make a film. See this guy lurking, come up on that bag for the boy that keep working. Dissing on his album and it feels like he deserves it. Come up out that booth and bring that energy and purpose. Got so many that do no I could really go 5 hours in the stadium. What happened to that? Claiming OBO, we traded him. Thought I was a pop star on Slaughter Gang, I baited him. Walk around like Prince, cause I got a lot of lady friends. Used to be in Saga out at Sega City Palladium. Skating through this album like a Montreal Canadian. Way that I ran, you think I was big dealing out and hate the kid. Probably
I was strong today. Yeah. I was not expecting that much. Let's post it. Alright. Let's see how this looks like. Hopefully the lighting's not dumb. They look pretty thick right now. I'm not gonna lie. They're okay. Well, they're not as fat as they were, let's say, a month ago, because a month ago that's when I started doing more of the. Wow, look at the hamstring. It's now rounder. That's awesome. But I was saying is, sorry that I'm speechless. I'm just looking at this. That's awesome. Yeah, they're not as thick as they were a month ago, but I think I know why. That's when I started doing the 8-day gap for each leg day. So that sudden change of letting it recover kicked in more, and not even that too. It's what I said when I did the leg press. When I did the leg press, let me put this on transparency. I'm sorry. This is really loud. When I did the leg press, I felt like the hypertrophy wasn't so intense as it used to be, let's say, a month ago. And because of that, I think that's why my legs are not as fat right now. If what I was saying did happen, where I was feeling it so much on the first exercise, then the second, then the third, that leg extension that I did, but the squats not so much, and the leg press not as much as it used to. So just those two, pressing, leg press, and the squats, if those would have been on par, my legs would be a bit more fatter right now. But I've gotten stronger. That's another thing. Just because you're lifting more does not mean that your legs are going to get fatter, because that's what's going on right now. My legs are not as fat now. That's because they're not as pumped as they were a month ago, because of that sudden change and a lot of intensity going on in the leg where there's so much pressure on each rep. My legs have probably gotten used to that. So perhaps, let's say I have to do either more reps, which I don't think so, or change the angle. I think it's likely change the angle. I think I've been doing that vertical press a bit too long. Maybe we can get something really good doing the horizontal. That's something that can be interesting. The horizontal, or no, it's vertical, my bad. It's vertical, up and down. We could see something there. As for the hamstrings, I don't think it's going too bad. I do see a little bit more roundness. Until it gets flat, it stays the same, then we'll start to think about it. But as of right now, not terrible. I really need to do calves. I haven't done calves in a week. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I haven't done calves in many days because I've been lazy, and also because I've just done forearms and all this stuff. So, but yeah, laziness. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so that's been pretty much it. I've kind of covered the premise in the posing room. I guess I don't know. I think I'm trying to think about it like if there was other people watching me right here in this video. I tend to be pretty demanding of myself a lot of times. When I don't see my muscles as defined as they used to be a week ago, I really pay attention to that, and I'm trying to critically focus. But that's a good thing. It doesn't mean I'm a perfectionist, but I really try to keep my game up at most cost. And so that's why, I always say these things every day. Each day, I mean, if you've been watching me now for a few months, you already know how I am. I'm always criticizing myself and always trying to improve something when I don't see it as it used to be, or even if it's better than it was. But yeah, other than that, I think the hamstrings are not bad, what we've been doing. The quads, yes. Even though I'm more quad dominant, I've always said that, than my hamstrings. My quads are bigger than my hams, although I think that's a pretty common scenario, especially when you're starting. Even so, we really need to get our hamstrings to come up in the same size as our quads. And even on the quads, that's what I said, I think from the first two, we really need to up our game. Despite I did way more weight than what I thought I would do today for the leg press. But the level of stimulation wasn't as hard as it used to be three weeks ago, like the intensity. Yeah. I'm gonna likely move on to a vertical position for that, just to kind of switch things a bit up. Because now that I think about it, when I used to do the normal leg press and then I found out that other one that we did today, I felt like the level of intensity was a bit different despite racking on more weight, but I was probably feeling a bit more on higher angle. So that is something I should keep a note. Yeah, I could do the vertical. As for squats, I think we should start first with squats because I've I've gotten used to leg pressing now since I've had to substitute that intensity on the pressing movement than the squatting movement because of my knees. Yeah, the knees got my knees. My knee situation fucked up my momentum when it came to the squats because if that didn't happen, I'm pretty sure we would be having, well, first bigger legs, but pounding way more weight on the squats. But, stuff happens for a reason. I didn't, for some of you who don't know, I did not mess up my knees because of, let's say, exactly how I was squatting or even my hack squats. It was because my knees were already kind of fucked up. I used to do gymnastics. I did trampoline. I did very extreme stuff. I did quads. I did quints. I did all this sort of things. And so, I used to land on my neck. I used to land on my knees. I broke my bones several times. That, yeah, my legs have been like, just going on those weights are like, damn, bro. It didn't handle it super well, let's just say. But even so, I have to go with my own rhythm. That's why I thought, like, let's say for hack squats, I feel it more in the hack squats. If I just spread out my legs further, kind of shoulder wide, but further outward instead of inward, then my knees don't start to have those issues. Because my knees pop like each time I tuck my knees. Okay, for some reason it's not happening, but that always happens when I do legs. But every time I tuck my knees, there's always a popping sound that happens. I need to go to the chiropractor for that. Yeah, Thanksgiving is in 9 days. Today we did legs, so okay, no, never mind. I was wrong. We're gonna likely do legs next week. So no, this day was not likely the last leg day that we'll do. But for the next leg day, now that I have that in mind, we'll start off first with squats, and then afterwards we'll do a different pressing movement, and we'll just keep on I think we'll keep on the leg extensions to get that good blood pump at the end. I'm always gonna be in discomfort of how I look like because I always try to look better. That I think, as of today's lesson in my mind, is to be more informative for the next, like to be like, okay, I could do that better. I could stimulate my quads a bit more better if I do it like this, and afterwards we can do it like that, right? And it's just the better way instead of endlessly critiquing. But whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, train hard. See you next time. Peace.